All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the World Arena Podcast, aka the
Wow.
WOPcast. Today, Frost and I are doing something a little bit different. No guest this week. So, at the time of you guys seeing this, it'll pretty much be exactly 7 days until the season ends. If
Yes.
you're watching this the day it comes out. So, today's episode is going to be mostly focused on helping you guys get ready for this final season and, how to climb, not at the very least hold your rank, not plummet your rank like
Yes.
a lot of people do, like a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Um, and hopefully, get a new best rank. Um, so yeah, I mean, we can talk first about like what our plan is going into the final week. So, I mean, first of all, like what rank are you aiming for, obviously?
For me, I always aim for top 100. Ever since I tasted top 100, my only goal is ever top 100. I consider myself F3 if I don't reach top 100. So I have an insane standard for myself. So
Yeah, you need
that's
you need
yeah,
about 200 points tonight,
yeah,
and then
pretty
you'll
much.
be
I
there.
bet I had a very bad day yesterday, and
Yep.
I know who was there for that stream. This is recorded on Thursday, so if you were there on the Wednesday stream,
Yeah.
you know what happened, and was
Yeah. And that's always the rough thing too. If you're playing, I mean, which most people are, like if you're playing control esque units, even if it's not like a full turn one team, like if they just decide to not want to land one day, like kiss your points goodbye.
yeah.
Like,
There's that's the thing that you got to remember. Like you have to remind yourself, you can't do any like that day yesterday. And this when I say yesterday, I'm referring to what dropped me. Like I just climbed a little bit today, but I essentially dropped 60 points and 20 wings. I lost maybe from I because I did 20 wings and I stopped. I stopped at 20. I'm like I called it like if this segment misses again, I am ending stream. That is exactly what happened. I ended stream. I did not touch any more wings because I
yeah.
know for certain if I did those last 10 wings, I was going to drop even more.
Yeah.
So sometimes you got to know when to pull the plug.
Yeah. No, that
I mean,
that's a
yeah,
really good like
like you
piece
got
of
to pull the
advice.
plug.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and I made that call. I started today so far. Yesterday, I did my first 5 wings. I lost one out of the 5. The 4 that I lost were insanely bad 15 reses. And people know me, and I always push to always have your 85 act units ruined, right? There's some you can have as exemptions if there's specific counter picks, but if you know that you're running your max act team, you outspeed them, you miss your skills, you got to know like, okay, this is just bad RNG. But if it just keeps happening, you got to pull
Yeah.
the plug. That's what I'm getting. Pull the plug
Yeah.
sometimes, reevaluate. Though there's nothing to reevaluate, meaning watch your replay and say, okay, I know I just got sacked. Let me cool off, and then I'll play
Yeah.
another week.
And like and you got to figure out too like if it actually was RNG. And like it's always going to feel like it is in the moment. Like you've
Yeah.
got to watch your replay and look like and just think like okay, like if I just picked a Wusa here, did that guy have any chance of beating me
Mm-hmm.
regardless of if I landed or didn't land? And like sometimes the answer is like, "Ah, oh, fuck, that guy never would have won if I just picked the Wusa." And even if they banned it, then I get the 4 through. Maybe he banned something that was part of that core 4 that also kind of fucked you up. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's hard to evaluate because it obviously, if you get 15, it is RNG, and you did get unlucky, but there might have been a pick you could have made that removed that element of RNG.
Potentially.
But yeah, bless you. No, I wish I had that advice a couple days ago because
Yeah.
I was like I was at 2080, which was like at the time like rank 90 or something like that. And this was 2 nights ago. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, dude, I only need 2100 for safe G3. I'm just going to bang it out right now. And yeah, as you can see, I'm now 1980. So that
Yeah.
didn't work.
It
Um,
just happens sometimes. Like
yeah. But
it's
it
just
but it was like I didn't follow my own rule. Like my own
mm,
rule towards the end of the season is like I figure out what points I need to get to. So like my goal right now is like 2100. I have a feeling
yeah.
that'll be safe G3. And like I usually try to just do it like, okay, there's 10 days left in the season. I need 50 points. Like, I'll just
Yeah.
get 5 points a night. And I don't, because then even if things go wrong, on the last day, if I had done it correctly, I'm still only, 5 to 10 points away from my goal. I don't let myself plummet way away from my goal because now I need a crazy climb, but I still got plenty of days left right now. But
I can never see my rule. I don't have a rule. I play 30 wings every day until I settle top 100. And I even did that. Like even last season, I had rank 70 intact, and this was like a few days out. And somebody convinced me that that is not enough to get into SWC. Apparently, it was. At the end of it, I actually could have been in SWC this year potentially. I don't think I would have made it past prelims anyway, based on what I've been pulling and seeing.
yeah,
But I had it there, and I should have stopped, and I didn't because I love doing wings. Not anymore. That's changed ever since then.
yeah,
But I could if I just stopped, and I was already within what's that called where it starts dropping automatically.
decay.
The decay, yes. If I just stopped, I would have been fine. And sometimes
Yeah.
you gotta, now that once you guys see this episode, you have 1 week. So let's say Saturday or our Saturday as NA.
Yeah.
If you're in Europe, this would be a Saturday night. You say you do your wings, you hit your target goal. Be realistic. That's another thing we talk about. Be realistic
Yeah.
for where you're. I don't care if you. Let's say, okay, let me give you this example. Let's say you believe you can have G2. We've asked numerous people. They've seen your runes. They've seen your units, and they say, you know what, you can get G2. All right. So you're G1. You have a really good day. You win 10 matches in a row. You get a very safe G2. Don't blow up your head and say, you know what, my RNG is so good right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for G3. No.
Yeah. End on the win streak.
No.
Don't push it. Like it will.
Yes.
A switch will flip at some point. Like
from both Ziggy and I's experience too, the first 15 wings, let's say you're having a good day, that first 15, and I have
do not play the second set of 15.
Yeah, I have an entire VOD history of this, where my first 15, gorgeous. The last 15, just the whole day went like it's as if I never streamed. It's as if I never climbed. Most likely, I dropped.
Yeah.
Sometimes I end up with a 4-point climb after those 30 wings. Now,
Yep.
as a streamer, sometimes you'll feel inclined. I'm not obviously addressing streamers. I'm saying for myself. I feel inclined to do my full wings, and that's the content of the stream, right? But you, as a viewer, a spectator, or whatever, have a goal. You don't need to do your 30 wings. Unless you're just, the first 2 months of the season, who cares?
Oh, yeah.
You have fun, you experiment. It's good to do that because that gets you really primed for the last month or the last 2 weeks of RTA, right? So, yeah. Don't greed. Don't greed. Just because you're having a good first 10 wings, I'm like, oh man, this is gonna for sure continue another 10 wings now.
Yeah, and another thing too, like that's really important to note is that, well, this is more specifically for if anyone's trying to get like their first G3 or something like that, you will drop way faster than you'll climb when you're like, if you're in, let's say you're rank 200 right now, right? So you're definitely not safe G3, right? But you are G3 right now. What happens is, if you go on a win streak, you can't pull anybody higher than G3. G3 is the highest rank. That's what you are. You can't pull anybody higher, which means your wins are 5 points. The second you lose a second game in a row, you are now pulling a G2 who is lower than you. So now your wins are worth 5 and your losses are worth like 7 or 8. So you really got to be careful. Like if you lose a game, like, just take a few minutes, like, I don't know, take a break, like really, really focus on not losing multiple games in a row. And if it starts to happen, just stop playing for the night because you drop so much faster than you climb when you're in G3 just because your win streaks, like if you're in a win streak in C3, you'll start pulling G1s. So then you start climbing even faster and faster and faster if you keep beating those people because they're giving you a ton of points. But that doesn't exist in G3 because you're the highest rank. There's no one higher for your win streak to pull. So just keep that in mind. If you're going for your first G3 and you think you're having like a good day and then you lose like 1 or 2 or 3, like stop. Just stop right there because it's not going to stop dropping.
You gotta be, especially G3. It's like literally just what you said. You drop faster than you climb, so you gotta be really fully focused. Like when you're playing in the G3 and you're trying to lock in a G3, you gotta like really have like no distractions because you. And the last week, I'm specifying this last week, right?
Yeah.
Because literally
The
one
rest of the season
loss.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, really, the rest of the season doesn't matter. It's this last week that really matters.
Yep.
So, like sometimes, like I had, when was it? A couple of days ago, I think on Monday, my daughter took the phone from my hand while I was mid draft. Right? She takes Oki on my behalf,
She's
which I did
genius.
not want to take. If it was
We
the
love
right pick, I would
Oki.
say she's a genius. But no, she's a genius nonetheless.
he
She's
was
a genius.
versus a Shizuka and a Nana and a Wusa.
Yeah, I wasn't going against that. It was something that Oki was horrible against. It
Yeah.
ended up being horrible. I lost that match. So don't put yourself in that situation. Lounging on the couch. You got your daughter just like
Dude,
peeking at you. And
I was actually gonna make that point too. I play better when I'm on computer. Like I was gonna give that advice too. Like
well, there you go. Now you can do it.
as opposed to like playing on my phone where I'm just like I don't know. There's just something about it. I'm just less focused when I play on my phone. But like there's something different about like being at the computer, hand on the mouse, like clicking
You're
things,
smart.
looking through things. Like you're just focused. You're just there. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Bonus point if you're like doing your wings with somebody who can like give you a second insight while you draft, right?
Yeah.
That's not boosting. Oh, my daughter's yelling at me, and
Yeah.
that's not boosting. That's not anything. That's just teamwork. All right, don't
Exactly.
don't reword it to be anything else. It's not like somebody's logged onto your account and they're playing. Like it's okay to have a second set of eyes while you play. Like, Zig and I do it to ourselves all the time, and we help each other out quite a bit when we do that. Like Ziggy has to remind me that I own immunity units and to draft them. Like, wait, dude, you can actually take your immunity. I'm like, oh shit, I can, and it always works out way better because even if I do get 15, because they forgot to draft a stripper or enough strippers.
Or they just didn't think they would need one, you know what I mean? Like they're so used to everyone's so trained to seeing like here's Ryu, here's Tomo, here's Cigar, here's Chungpung, whatever. They're not even thinking they're gonna need to use any strips on you. So like then they get put in the spot where it's like, fuck, you mean they get this whole CC comp if I don't ban their fucking Wusa. But if I don't ban the Wusa, I just have to look at shields and immunity for an entire game. It's hard to deal with.
It is. I just forget to draft it for some reason.
Yeah.
I and probably other people do too. I do it on stream all the time. It's like, why didn't you take immunity? I'm like, damn, you're 100% right. I'm just not thinking like that because I keep thinking to be more aggressive.
Yeah.
Like I have in the last season. So I just keep taking more aggression. But Oliver humbled me on my Vio speeds where everyone's faster than me all of a sudden because they own an Oliver, right? So then I got to actually think, well, if they didn't take a stripper and I can take immunity, and even though they're faster than me, as long as I can slap my immunity down, this team actually, even though it outspeeds me, doesn't do anything. And that's something I did have to learn. I'm still learning it, obviously. I'm sitting in G1. I'm still having a hard time pivoting because I've played very similar for the last. What season are we in? This is 23 or 22, or is this 21?
It's either 22 or 23, right? I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I could be
or
wrong.
whatever those
I don't
last
fucking
seasons
know.
were. I played very much the same, and just because my rune quality allowed me to play a certain way for many seasons. So it's as if my training wheels are back on, and I'm trying to remember to draft immunity. Anyone who's known me for my entire Summoners War life knows I never drafted immunity ever. I had Amelia, I have Patter. Even if I pulled Pontos, I'd probably forget I own him and never draft him just because he has immunity. Just it wasn't in my mental calculations for drafts. So something you guys should also consider is like really look at your opponent's draft. I know 30 seconds seems to go by pretty quick, but you gotta like say it out loud if you have to, or just have, like I said, usually Ziggy needs to remind me, hey, take immunity, and have a guy like that.
It's just nice to like. That's another thing that you really want to do in the final week. Like you're trying to maintain your absolute highest win rate that you can, like in that final week. Like that's the most important thing, and like units that are more like sure things become a lot more important. Like I know during the season people in all sorts of ranks are picking Triple Revenge Verd, picking Antares, picking units like that. Like you shouldn't rely on units like that in the final week. Okay, and I'm not just saying that as somebody who doesn't like to fight them. Like I also truly believe that if you are picking something that gives you a 45% chance to win, like a Verd, more often than not, you're going to find yourself in games where you had no chance to win unless you got that 45. And if you were to play the final week on a 45% win rate, you're going to plummet, right? You're going to lose your rank. You're not going to get where you're trying to go. That doesn't mean don't pick it, but just be more careful. Like don't fall back on it. Don't pick it as your third pick. Don't pick it as your fourth pick even. Like save those units for fifth so that your opponent's in a position where they either have to ban it or you have a really good chance of winning. But no, I was just saying like on the topic of win rate, like don't trust units like Antares or Verd in the final week. You know what I
No.
mean? Unless your opponent's team is like, yes, if they go Oliver, Chiwu, fucking Chung Pung,
Don't
Triton.
encourage it.
Yeah,
You're
Chung Pung,
encouraging it. Don't
Triton.
encourage
Go ahead, take your Antares. Like Antares is genuinely good versus that team. But if
it. Yeah.
they just picked, I don't know, like Justin Oliver, and then
Yeah.
they also have Masha and Nana and whatever. Don't just throw Antares out there and pray to go
Yeah.
nuts. Like that's not how you're gonna maintain a win rate, in the
No.
final week.
No. It's
Um,
you gotta like evaluate the RNG of that. Like, yeah, I know when we fight it, it's very consistent for some reason. But in reality, Vert is less than a coin flip,
yep.
and Antares is a dice roll. If you think about it, his
Yeah.
15 starts off as a 1 in 6 chance, and then the second one would be maybe a 2 in 6. Probably, I don't think it goes up that high. Actually, it might. But when you really evaluate, like you were saying, Antares does have his spot against some. Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, like
Against
if they're all
some,
if they're full wind and turn cycling
they really
units,
lack
like sure.
damage. Like they really can't solo or take out your Antares early. Then yes, Antares statistically will win you that match.
Yeah.
But in reality, you don't really fight those comps as much anymore. Beast Riders are very relevant, aside from Savannah against Antares. But I mean, like,
Yeah, and she's the one people don't use, and those are the ones that those like Verd and Antares are good against. So it's
yeah,
even like most of the time you're going to be seeing Masha and Barbara, and you don't want Antares there.
no.
So
Some people will still even if it's just a Masha, like you're really, really hoping to not
yeah,
lose
you're on
against
a
that Masha.
really short timer versus Masha, like one proc and you're gone. So,
Exactly.
but
Um,
yeah, I mean,
what else is good? Good info.
like I don't know. I would just say too, like also keep your on top of your immunity units. Also
Mm-hmm.
keep your oblivion units ready. Like I even ruined like I hate this unit, but I ruined
Oh my
Hearn
god.
for this final week just because I just know there are going to be comps where I have to have two oblivions, and
Yeah.
I've already fought several of them. I've picked this thing like 8 times already. I just ruined it today, so like you have to have all this different stuff ready because you need to maximize your win rate against whatever comp's gonna rear its ugly head. Like even be ready for cleave. Like
Mm-hmm.
ruin your Ethna or something for cleavers. Like rune
Or
I,
if you lack an Ethna, who's the great or not the latest free to play Ethna we have now?
Orochi.
No, well Orochi too, yes. But I was actually thinking of Ginger Brave.
Oh, Ginger. Oh God.
Now I know you didn't have the greatest success with him, but like if you're really lacking, you have to use what you can. And
Yeah.
Gingy, good old Gingy, I love the guy, but I don't like his kit
Yeah.
all that. But if you have nothing else, you don't own a Sekhmet, you don't own an Ethna, you definitely own an Escher. If you haven't 2-8 Escher, who I vote to be the best 2-8 unit of all time, just because I
Yeah.
love Escher for many years of playing Summoner's War. You should always have an Escher if you don't have one yet. If you can, for
The
some reason,
goat.
don't have one, make one. But
Yeah.
well, yours is especially cracked. Especially like I can't even get close to that. It's embarrassing. But like Gingy, he outspeeds like a lot of people within your rank. Gingy, even without a speed lead, will outspeed a lot of people, right?
Oh god,
So
yeah.
yes. So even if it's only a single turn cooldown, if you land it on, let's say, their stripper who can't proc out of that cooldown, you land it. You're doing okay. Like,
Yeah.
if you, let's say they take 2 strippers, let's say somehow you're fighting a Chio Triton, you take whatever speed lead you own, and I lack stuff against this, but I'm going to take Gingy. Your Gingy will for sure outspeed. You cool down either the Chio or the Triton. Let's say you banned one of them. You banned one of their strippers. You cool down the other stripper. The whole team does nothing now. Obviously, there's a lot of exceptions to this. I'm just giving this as a rough example, but if you don't own a segment, if you don't own a Ethna, you got to do something. And Ginger Brave does fill that role. Is he the best in that role? No, but he can do that role, and he will win you matches in those situations where, like, I need to put my Swift set on something. Why not Ginger
Yeah.
Brave?
You got to be careful though. Like this includes Sekhmet and Ethna in this conversation too, where it's like you have to correctly identify like that a single reset will in fact win you the game.
I'm the
Because
perfect.
because if it won't, then you shouldn't be picking Sekhmet or Ethna or Ginger Brave, because for one, if they have will runes, you've only got like a 70-ish, it's like a 60 something ish percent chance to land it in the first place. If you're also picking it into a game where they have other win conditions, even if you successfully reset something, then your win rate drops even lower than the 70% that it is to actually land it. And then you've just got way too many like fail conditions, you know what I mean? So that's, you have to be careful with how often you don't just see every time someone is trying to outspeed you. Sekhmet is not always the best pick because a
Yeah.
single reset might not be enough for what you need to do.
But in this match, a single reset is enough to win me the entire match. Right? All I have to do is land it on Belinus. He banned
Yeah.
my Cigar, I banned his Asima. So if you saw the whole draft, he had Samoth, Tiana, Belinus, and he last picked Triana, but he took Asima early as well. So I said, okay, I took double strip cooldown reset. And I said, okay, well, if I just ban one of his threats, he only has one threat. And if I take 2 strip cooldowns, I only have to strip cooldown the threat. Then he'll move first, possibly, and do whatever he needs to do, and that's fine. But he doesn't have Belinus to control me, defense break me, attack break me. So it's easy sailing. So even though I did everything right, I believe I did everything right in this situation.
Yeah, you definitely could have picked an immunity here though, because he only picked
Yes.
one
Well,
strip.
if I ban the Tiana, yes. This is where my lack of immunity drafting kind of betrayed me.
Yeah.
And then you get resisted, then you lose the whole match, right? There's nothing you can do about
Right.
it. But
yeah, like those matches, I would consider that to be as close to a 70% chance to win as you can get. Like,
mhm.
if you land that, it's extremely unlikely that you lose. So, I mean, if you can play yourself into a 70% chance to win for the
Mhm.
entire final week of the season, like you're doing pretty good. So
Yeah.
it is still worth using units like Sekhmet and stuff. You just got to be careful that you're not overpicking them. Like, oh, that guy picked an Oliver. That means he's trying to outspeed me. I gotta go Sekhmet, and then the guy just goes Juno and whatever, and then you're like, fuck.
Yeah,
I
that's
have a
exactly what
Sekhmet
happened.
for no reason.
Sekhmet doesn't do much against passive units, believe it or
Yeah,
not. So, yeah.
and
And just to
Ethna.
show you, like, if you did maintain, let's say your draft always has, on average, it's kind of subjective, the math on it, on like how you would calculate and say, on average, I have a 75% chance to win this. You'll have a win rate of 70%. So but then that you have to be always on point with your draft to pull that off.
Yeah,
So that's why it's very important to reevaluate,
yeah,
your matches.
yeah, and it's still just
And
like that's just our educated guess of that game. Like
yeah,
obviously, if that Samath S2s and gets a quad despair stun, resets everything and puts slow on everything, then okay, the game might get a little sketchy. Like who knows?
even if I did land that cooldown,
Right?
yes,
Yeah. I mean, who fucking knows? But still,
yeah,
you're putting yourself in a winning position at least
yeah. That's why
by
it's
resetting
important to
bonus.
watch the replays when you lose, and even when you win. If you do have the luxury of time, you're really focusing on this season. Like I get, actually, this is a pretty important season for a lot of people. Important in regards, like, they want their skins, right?
Yeah,
People want
I want 3 of these.
Yeah.
Like, I really want to be able to throw them on the LDs just in case,
Mm-hmm.
copium. But then
Yeah,
also, like, I really want that Praha. She looks beautiful.
Oh wait, she gets a white suit.
Yeah,
Oh my!
Praha literally
I
looks
might
like the
break.
cooler Lima. She looks like
Yeah,
Lima but cooler. It makes no sense. It's like
it
they
makes
gave
perfect
her the light unit colors, but she just looks cooler because of
with
like
hints of blue.
the black hair. Yeah.
Yeah, on the black hair.
Yeah, I like that Praha skin. So I really want
Oh,
to
you know
get
why?
G3
Because it
because
matches Gianna. That's why.
huh?
The hair is the same as Gianna. That's why you like it.
No. Well, I would like because I would be pissed if I ever pulled one of those two and didn't put the skin on it, I would just be devastated. That like some of them I don't give a shit. I usually don't put them on the LDs. Like
I
I think
always
the only
put it on
time I've
the
ever done that is like I think I put one on Lucifer just because he's like one of my most wanted LD5s,
Oh
just
yeah.
randomly. Or no, I put one on Volantis and I put one on Lucifer just because those are two of my most wanted. But other
Classic.
than that, I always go regular element. So
Always put on LD. So personally, I don't typically care what the skin is. I play RTA because I like to play RTA. Yeah,
yeah,
the
me
skin
too.
is a bonus. It's a nice flex if you own the unit and you draft it and go, oh, look at me. But
Yeah,
I understand a lot of people want their Oracle because everyone expected Oracle RTA skins seasons ago,
yeah.
many seasons ago. Like within the first 10 seasons, we were expecting an Oracle
Yeah,
skin,
half the
and we're
people who
getting it.
were expecting that have already quit by now.
Yeah, that like
They're
it's been that long. People
yeah,
expected Oracle skins. We've all this is Oracle skin season for sure. Oracle skin, and it actually
yep,
finally came 20 seasons later. So
yeah.
it's a lot of people are pushing for it. It makes sense. I
Eh,
guess that's why this episode's kind of important, to help you maybe. We may not be necessarily digging into your box or digging into your runes,
right, because
but we're digging.
we can't do that for
Yeah,
everybody. You know what I mean? It's
well,
like we're,
but if we can at
well,
least equip you to self-evaluate and like really look at yourself, really look at your draft, really like don't go ranting in Discord channels. Oh, I was tired of this RNG. I kept getting sacked at 15%
yeah,
all day. Blah blah blah. Look at your fucking match. Really look at it. Say, oh, this guy procced so many times, but did you proc? Were you stunned and then you procced and then you didn't really see that you procced that, which pushed him
yeah,
to a 27? And because he's at, he kept procking, but your procs were less valuable than his because he always had you under control.
right. And
There's
did you
a
lack
lot.
damage? Did that guy get way more
Yeah.
chances to proc based on the fact that you couldn't kill him? Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean
That.
that's a factor too. If you let something live for 20 turns,
Mm-hmm.
it could get 5 procs in those 20 turns. Like on average, it should give at least 4, right? So like, don't let something live for 20 turns,
Yeah.
But shit like that happens. People don't realize it. They just see the 4 procs and they're like, proc 4 times.
Another thing with like Juno, let's say Juno's the last thing you're fighting. That whole time, the Juno you are fighting did not land a single despair stun.
Yeah.
That is technically bad or good RNG in your favor.
Yep.
But let's say at the very end,
Stuns
the
you
tail
more.
end of that match, she just starts stunning everybody.
Yep.
But you need to see, like, did she even land a stun in the first half of that match? No. But did she land a bunch at the last half?
Yep.
Yes. Then you have to, like, was that really a luck sack? Maybe.
If it
But
was
you gotta,
Juno, yeah.
if it's Juno,
We just call Juno a Lux. No matter what,
Yeah.
she's not a
I'm so-
Luxac unit at all. Like she's just an absolute fucking powerhouse in every aspect. But
yeah,
yeah, it always feels like a Luxac when you lose to her, no
yeah.
matter what the outcome is.
It's true. That's why I want Juno.
Yeah, I hate that unit so much. That unit has been the bane of my existence. And like the thing that I hate about her most is that like she's such an easy pivot off of any team and she still just works perfectly fine. Like there's no harm in pivoting to Juno after you've gone Oliver Neftis. You know what I mean? Like you still just get an AoE strip that
Yeah.
like if she counters the other team as a solo unit, then you have the benefit of that too. It's like it's just so
unbeatable.
unbelievably strong. But oh crap, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, the other thing too is like a lot of people put way too much freaking pressure on themselves in the final week. Like just know, like, it doesn't matter, okay? It does not actually matter what rank you finish. You don't have to be, like, ashamed if you fucking drop down to C3. No one gives a shit. I
Yep.
promise you, no one cares. Like, you don't have to be embarrassed or, like, people just put so much pressure on themselves. You see them in, like, everybody's chat, like, on Twitch. What do you guys think the cutoff's gonna be? Do I play one more wing? But it's like, relax, okay? Like, play the
Last
game.
even.
Yeah, play the game when you're ready, and don't fucking worry about it, man. If you lose, you don't get the rank you're after. Don't worry about it. Like,
You need to
seriously.
be. You really do need to be relaxed when you do. Like,
Yeah,
not stressed, not pressured, because you're guaranteed to overthink. At least I can speak for myself in this. You're gonna overthink. You're gonna draft like a moron. You're gonna misplay like a moron. I
you're gonna
haven't seen
start
the last
pressing
yesterday. When
buttons.
I was tilted, I already lost like 10 wings yesterday, and then I kept doing my match. I had an easy win, but I misplayed because I was still tilted from the last match. Right, I lost that match even though I had it in the bag. I lost it because I misplayed because I was still tilted on the previous 10 wings. You can't play
Yep.
like that. You really can't. You
Yeah.
gotta like slow it down. Use the timer. Like there's
Yeah.
30
Like,
seconds. Use I don't think it's 30 seconds in a match, right?
I don't
Like with
know.
like to use your
It
skill.
doesn't tell you, and I've never
No, no,
counted, so I
it's like
don't fucking
10,
know.
15. There's like 10, 15 seconds,
Yeah.
whatever it is. But utilize that. Be calm. Utilize your the time
Yeah.
bar, whether it's in draft or in the match itself.
Yeah. And keep in mind too, you're not playing against a robot. Like, you're playing against another human on the other side that could very well be tilted themselves, and you could take advantage of that. Like, it's like the
Yeah,
old cliche, like, cooler heads prevail. Like, if you can keep calm and, like, just do the right play on every turn, whether shit's going wrong or not, like, try to cigar reset the thing that you're supposed to cigar reset. Even if you fucking miss it, still, just continue, play the match out, put all your skills exactly where
never
they
leave
need to be, and see what happens. Because they may fuck up. They may be sweating bullets too. Like, you have no idea. That could be the game that's going to put them into safe G2 or whatever, and they could be shitting their pants while they're playing that
and you
match. Like, you
steal
have
it
no
from them
idea.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So,
on that don't leave too early. There's a lot of matches I thought I lost outright. Plenty of them, like a very good handful of them, where like I lost this match, and I felt like first third of that match, I'm like I lost this. There's no way I'm coming back from it. And somehow I just come back, and it's not usually insane RNG. It's just like how the match played out,
yeah.
and just because you got unlucky at the first quarter of that match doesn't mean you can't, come back in
Yeah.
the
And
the second quarter
people
match.
fuck up. Like,
It's
even when
you're
the
not,
game,
yeah,
yeah, even
you're
when
not
the
the only
game is
one.
completely lost, and then they're coming in with, like, their Oki S2, and they just reset the wrong unit, and it's like, wait a second, he doesn't realize my CP's skill is up. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then it's like that. You just, like, the game just shifts off one, missed target by the opponent, or like
Yeah.
one person, they just greed one time. They could seal the kill there, but they go for the kill over here, or they try to get a kill over here. They miss both kills, and then all of a sudden the game just snowballs away from them. It's like, it happens. It happens to us, and it happens to the people that we fight. Like, if you've
Like
still
even
got, like, a Vio or a Despair unit on the field, don't leave.
pretty much like
Don't
that.
leave.
Those are RNG swinging, game swinging runes for a reason, right?
Yep.
The most played sets for a reason too with Swift. I was gonna say though, like I'm at like myself as an example. Let's say I throw out a skill that has strip reset. I have a lot of them nowadays. 3 of them rune nowadays. I could be pressing that skill. I could click a unit. My daughter can distract me for like 1 second. That 1 second, I don't see if I landed that reset or not.
Yep.
I'm
I've
going to
done that
make the
before.
assumption that I landed it. And
Yep.
Ziggy knows because he has his daughter to distract him as well.
I've done that so many
So we
times.
can play the match over. Let's say I stunned that unit after the fact. I pushed it back, and it's been 3 turn rotations.
Yep.
That guy hasn't moved yet. All of a sudden, he comes out of that stun. He either procs or he finally gets a natural turn. He does his skill, and I'm like, what the fuck? Didn't I
Yeah.
just reset this thing?
Yeah, dude.
That happens
The
a
reason I'm
lot.
laughing is because this literally happened to me before we hopped on Discord. I literally I threw my cigar reset onto a Shizuka. I didn't see if I got the reset, but I saw that I stripped it. I saw I provoked it. I saw I pushed it back, and I just like my brain just went, yeah, we fucking reset it. And then, sure enough, it gets its turn, procs out of its provoke, and just claps the shit out of me. And I'm like, okay.
GG.
Yep, but
And
I
if
had
you would
other
play differently if
chances.
you
I had
do.
other chances to do things to it, like in the
Yeah,
meantime. But I just
exactly.
thought I was like, that thing's reset. I don't gotta do shit to it. Like I'm fine.
So long story, like take that as an example. You could be fighting us, and that happens to us, and then all of a sudden you get to pump out your skill. Now you're obviously not going to leave the match because if you were paying attention, you would have realized, oh no, he didn't reset me, so I'm fine. I have that
Right?
chance.
Yeah.
We don't realize that, so we're gonna misplay, and what
Yeah.
would be perceived as a misplay because we thought we landed it.
Yep.
And we're gonna be doing everything else. We're gonna bug the other 3 units, and all of a sudden that unit pops out of it, pops on
Yeah.
saying like
That's
"What's up, bitch?" and then does Shizuka's S3 or does Chung Pung S3 or does whatever, and then
yeah.
the game shifting skills that just like okay, I'm done for now.
And dude, I don't know how many games I've lost. I don't really use Chung Pung anymore, but when I don't know how many games I've lost by just the fact that like you just can't fucking see what he reset and what he didn't reset. It's like I just have no idea. I just click the skill and I'm like, well, it's time to just start guessing because I have
Yeah,
no idea what's reset
well,
over there and what
that's a
isn't.
different conversation. That's
Yeah.
not relevant. Well, not relevant, but it's not like relative to
Well,
like
yeah, but it's like,
maybe I did it. We'll
well,
find
I
out.
know, but it's like if you get hit by a Chung Pung S3, like don't just leave. Don't just be like, oh, he pushed me all the way back. Like my team's like getting clapped up right now. He might have
Yeah.
missed everything. I mean, who knows? Maybe you have better eyes than me. Maybe you see like, okay, he actually got everything. Who knows? But your opponent probably doesn't know. They probably don't know what they didn't get.
Nobody knows. You'll find out
Yeah,
when you get your turn.
exactly. They're not watching the far left and the far right unit to see if both got reset. Like it's all happening at once. So you just never know. At the end of the day, you just keep calm. You stay focused on every single time that you're targeting your skill at something with any unit throughout the entire match, that you're always putting it on, at least what you believe to be the correct target. Don't get tilted and just start clicking buttons, okay? Because that's what I do when I'm tilted, and I just fall further and further and further and further. I just start clicking buttons. I start drafting lightning fast, like fuck this guy, I'm just gonna clap him, and then it never
You get
works
eat
out.
keeps.
Yeah, it never works out. But yeah, I don't know. What other advice you got?
Because I'm trying to think of what stupidity do I do that I could tell you to not do. Um,
And don't play
so
too much. Don't do 30 wings a night in this final
yeah,
week, for the love of
we said
God.
that we're gonna reiterate it. Don't don't force yourself to
Even if you're
30 wins.
winning, just don't do them all. Just don't do 30. You don't need 30 a night to get whatever rank you're looking for. Just don't do 30 wings. It always goes wrong.
If you feel like I'm not like I'll give you if you're my realm of stupidity, all right, where you still dream of top 100, you're gonna do 30 wings a night, but you need to really not care about your final rank to do that. I
Yeah.
semi care. I say I don't care, but I do semi care that I at least finish G2 just so I can put 2 LD skins on. But if I don't, I still don't sweat it because again, I don't play RTA for the skins. That's just like a minor goal
Yeah.
into my grand
Exactly.
scheme of doing wings. But if you are really looking to just have a profile improvement, all right,
Yeah.
then you really like. I need to. Where is it? I remember how to access my profile. Here. How long have I been playing this game? I got G3 everywhere but Special League. I need to really button up when I play Special League, but I don't. I still like keep my I don't care, I'll do what I want until it works mentality. Don't do that if you actually like I should really focus when I really do want my G3 Special League. I really do. But I just haven't given it like the typically the season before it wears me out too. Like where like I really need to take a mental break off these 2 weeks. But or like during this 2 weeks of Special League. But like I think about like if I were to be targeting G3 in Special League, I'd be paying attention. I'd be looking at not my favorites, maybe a couple favorites, but I'd be looking at bests, right? Go to spectate, check on the best replays, I'll see what other people are drafting. How are they countering certain units? Because I'm missing a lot of LD4s, so I do struggle against certain comps, and that does apply to regular RTA. Like I'm missing these units. What can I see that other people are drafting that I own and I could use, or do I own something that's similar to the unit that they are using that I could take to counter? Like Ginger Brave is the best example I can think of right now in that situation. And I hate to say this, but Veramos in place of Juno and heavy debuff comps. Not pushback comps, but debuff comps, which are typically Neftis comps that they forget to draft pushback. Heavy pushback. There'll always be pushback in a draft. But if there's like a little bit, like let's say they have Triton for some reason.
Or even just Tomo. Like,
Yeah,
because
Tomo.
Veramos shits on Tomo too.
Yeah, and and that's she's good in there. I don't own a Juno. I've been taking Vermos here and there. I keep forgetting to draft it. I have it ruined for those occasions because I don't have a Juno. But I use her as a pseudo Juno, we'll say. But the reason Juno is superior to Vermos is because she's fire, and all the good pushbacks in this game are wind.
Yep.
So that's why Juno seems to accelerates more than any other anti-debuff unit is because she's fire, really. And that's the same for Douglas, because everyone's all wind when it comes to the debuff comps, right? Well, the wind is either the pushback or the setup, and that's why Douglas gets to trample your comp. But that's Comtuous's balancing logic, is having wind all the pushbacks, all fires, all the ridiculous counters. Now you have Masha and Taurus third, and Juno and whoever else. But now I'm getting slightly off topic. But what I'm getting at is look for similarities if you don't own a specific unit. See what other people are drafting in tens and in the best. Sorry, let's say okay, I'm having a hard. I don't know if the search function they added is kind of silly because it'll
get, show you Fighter 1. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not. This isn't to like shit on Fighter 1 players, but like you need to see, what other Guardians are playing, because it's not like you're going to be playing at if maybe you are at a Guardian level and you just need to learn what's giving you a headache, or so I have to go to the top here. Let's say, I don't know, Jackson's a bad example. Let's say Neftis, actually. Let's actually look at Neftis. Oh, there's a couple Guardians in here. Oh, he's just using it as a speedler. That's a horrible example. That doesn't even matter. I don't know. I'm not going to put a whole Neftis example here, but like, look at the unit that gives you trouble. For me, it's Oliver. I already figured out how I have to deal with Oliver after doing everything on Swift, apparently. It helps me a bit, but yeah, that's my spiel on that. Hopefully it makes sense.
And the last thing I wanted to talk about, like off the topic of advice, but just like the end of season thing, like am I still the only person who realizes how ridiculous a 3-month-long season is that doesn't fucking matter until the final 5 days? Like,
yeah, we've spoken about this before.
Yeah, but it's just like it just becomes more and more apparent at the end of every season where it's like, okay, dude, I've spent 2.5 months in G3 and I had one bad night and I lost it. And now I'm scrambling back in the final 5 days. And it's the only 5 days of my entire season that mattered. Like, being in G3 for 2.5 months is absolutely nothing. It means nothing, which is so ridiculous. But
it's unfortunate truth is what it is.
It's like
it doesn't matter at all.
I mean, if you think about it, like if you were somebody who, let's say you had a 90% win rate, right? You don't do 30 wings, but you have a 90% win rate. You get yourself to like rank 100 around, and then you just do wings just enough to keep you at rank 100, and you maintain 90% win rate for the entire season at rank 100 in the world. If in the final 2 hours you lose enough wings to bring your win rate down to 85%, you can finish G1. As an 85% win rate player at top 100 for the entire season, you could finish G1 because of one bad session.
Or you can be like me. The flip side of that is when I got my rank 34.
Yeah,
that was literally the last week of RTA. Look at this win rate. Look at this win rate, 59%. I was like, this is typically my average because I like to experiment. I like to do a bunch of jargon, right? This was my real average on this season. That was my real average, was probably about 54%. That last week, I had such an insane win rate. I got to rank 34 from rank 600.
Yeah.
If you really think about and that's very. If I can climb that high, you can drop that high. No
Yeah.
doubt, it's
And
that
like we
easy.
said, in G3 you drop faster than you climb. Like
That too.
a losing streak loses you more points than a win streak gains you. So but it just, I don't know. It just bugs me. Mainly because like I want the whole season to matter because I love playing RTA. Like I
We
want
hate it.
I want wings in the first month to mean something. Like I want to feel like I'm playing for something. I love the last week of RTA. Yeah, it's stressful, but it's like it's like the most fun that I have in this game is when every single wing is like cutthroat and like you really want to win and whatever. And it's like you get this for 5 days, once every 3 months. That's it. Nothing else
That
matters.
like friendly fire. Like if you're, let's say, streamer versus streamer, or a very well-known viewer versus streamers, and it's like the first not 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
So like, oh, whatever. You're just you'll draft random nonsense and you'll piss each other off, but it's in a fun way. But then the last week,
Yeah.
that's when the insults come out,
Yeah.
and they're not holding back.
Dude, it's so fucking annoying too because everyone seems to stream at like 6-ish p.m. my time,
Yeah.
which is like the only time I have to play. And so I've got fucking 4 streams up. I've got Alan and Scribble and Apps and Topa. I got 4 streams up. I'm trying not to fucking queue into anybody, and it's like a 2.5 minute queue in G3, and then it's like you pull one of them and it's like, you fucking sniper. It's like, god damn it. Like,
How about I snipe you, idiot? No, that's
like why would I want to snipe? Like, I'm trying to snipe people who suck at the game. I don't want to snipe you guys and fucking lose.
Especially when they know you the best. They know
Yeah.
they'll never contest you in speed because they know
I'm not trying to fucking lose right now. Why would I snipe you? I'm trying to win. I'm trying to climb.
It's as if you have like the most broken LD and you're purposely sniping them to use it against them. Oh wait, you don't.
Yeah, I just got to get a Veronica or something. Then I'll really be out for people's
then everyone
heads.
who can your insults are justified at that point.
But all right, that's my little rant of the season not mattering. We can wrap it up there. This is like the perfect duration. Oh yeah, actually, go ahead.
All right, I have it set up.
The first ever WAP quad.
WAP quad, yeah. And this is actually the first time I get to re-app something from Calderon too. So I'm hoping. I almost got a quad in HP. I wasn't so lucky, was I? But it's fine. Oh man, that was looking a little too promising at the beginning.
Okay, I feel like I don't have any re-apps. I want to try to like snipe it from you, but
no, don't do that.
I don't have any. It doesn't look like.
It's efficient but useless when it comes to Swift.
Oh, slot 3 is so good too. Like it's your best chance at a quad speed.
And slot 1.
Mm-hmm.
13 crit with like a 25 speed. It's possible, and it's the dream. Oh.
I don't know. 25. I mean. Oh, you mean a 25 triple? Oh, fuck.
Yes.
Yeah. No, okay. Good luck with that. That's not gonna happen.
But don't tell me good luck. That's all I have is 25.
I have an ancient 24 quad. Like, you're not getting a fucking 25 triple. You better not, at least.
Do you know how many 25 triples I have on my account? And then I have an additional roll into something else. You doubt me.
Oh, I thought that said. The screen's so small. I thought that said 22, but it's 12.
No, I'm still 15. I've only done 9.
You gotta pull something, or you're gonna make us look slow.
I know. You're gonna make me look slower. I hate when the starting roll is speed. Instant depression. Takes away my 0.5 seconds of enjoyment.
Alright, I'm putting on the peak set to give you luck, okay?
Okay, thanks.
There you go.
The peak set. Oh my god. Oh no. No.
Is this your where does this slot rank for you? Is this your
I only have 22s in the
Oh,
slot.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so it's
So
pretty
at least
easy.
this was the perfect re-app target for you to get.
Yeah,
Eventually it'll hit something and probably be your new best.
no,
Who
I just
knows
get
how long it'll take
so
though.
efficient but so useless at the same time. I just want to keep this one because it has a triple and a single. I'm trying to emulate that. God damn it. I like the 18 defense though. Come on. No! Oh, that's so efficient. So useless. I do still enjoy seeing efficient. Oh! Uh, uh, uh. It could have been 20. It
Damn,
could have
it's
been
not even a
25. I know. Like,
well.
you
No,
can't even.
that's a double.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I'm not. It's already gone. I'm not even contemplating it.
oh no, I mean you're never gonna use it, but still,
No. Come on.
it was efficient
Come on.
rolls at least on the speed.
Okay. Easy money. Again with the 28 accuracy. He just wants to haunt me. That's what we started with. That's what we end with was 28 accuracy.
Yep.
See it. All right. Well, so much for the saving up for that. Well, maybe next week.
You hate to see it.
You'd love to see it. Anyways, though, good luck everyone in your season. Take it
Yep.
easy.
Good luck. Next
Don't do
time we
drugs.
see you guys, season will be over. So
Yeah.
hopefully you guys got your
Should
new
we
best or
spoil next week?
something.
We spoil next week's
Oh yeah, next week tier list finally. Got
finally.
guy in the comments who I promised like 3 weeks ago that a tier list is coming soon. It's
Next week.
actually happening. It keeps asking, and I'm like, I'm sorry,
Week.
it's soon.
And it'll be a little bit different from the usual tier list that you see. But tier list is a tier list in the end of the day.
Yeah,
But
we're gonna try to do
you'll
it as unbiased as you can do it. We've set up a system of how to rank the units using 3 different people's opinions, and that will hopefully get you the least amount of bias on a tier list as you're gonna find, because every other tier list is just done by one dude and that dude's opinion, and yeah. So
we're gonna
all
try.
right.
Yes.
Well,
Good night, everyone.
peace out,
Okay.
fellas.
Peace.